Hello my turtles, welcome back to Art with Foxfoot Crafts, and today's video is going to feature the creation of a comic book cover for a Howard the Duck comic book blank that I had. When I got this comic book blank, I didn't know what I was going to do on it. I'm not really a fan of Howard the Duck, but after a Valentine request that I had for a Deadpool duck, realizing that there was a crossover, I was inspired to do that. Like I've been doing recently, I wanted to go ahead and sketch this out digitally. I really am liking this process of going through and sketching digitally and adjusting. It's much easier to adjust and alter the art before my final product. So I may start doing most of my work, if not all of it, like this. I will say I was actually kind of impressed at how easy he was to draw, and I wonder if me doing the work on the Donald Duck Wizard of Oz comic just kind of already had me in that mindset of how to draw a duck's face from straight on. I think it turned out really well, and I was able to draw it pretty quick. Like I said, I like being able to resize here. I go ahead and I set my document to the size of a comic book cover and then go from there. I originally was going to have him like pointing, you know, like, hey, I'm here. And then after I went online to look up references to make sure I had his mask done correctly, I found a lot of art where he is holding a gun in the same hand with a similar expression, and I kind of wanted to do something different, so I ended up scratching the idea for the hand being there just because it looked too similar to the other art that I was seeing online. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit, decided to give that one eye a little bit more of the squint. And then again, after looking up some references, I noticed that you usually can't see his neck in a lot of the pictures, so I had to readjust it again to reduce his neck. Which trying to do traditionally would, you know, in traditional art would have been way harder for me to be able to do. So, thank you, digital art. From there, I print out the piece, and using my light board, I go ahead and transfer it onto the comic book blank. Once I opened this book, I realized that the front cover and the back cover had two completely different textures, which is usually not a good sign when it comes to any of the comic book blanks. I've noticed there is a variety of quality when it comes to the blanks. Sometimes you have really nice Bristol board, sometimes you have this like combination compress of paper material and wax and plastic. And this one, it seemed like it was a lot of plastic, but it was really smooth plastic. And so like this red went on really smooth, but if I touched any other lines with it, it immediately would smear and bleed, and it just wasn't very good. And for some reason, my orange just did not want to take. It doesn't look too bad right here, but if you saw it up close, it was very streaky, and so I actually had to go through and like layer and then wipe the ink with my fingers, and so to kind of help it blend into the plastic and seep in. So a little bit more frustrating than like the Bristol boards, but it's all right. I was able to make it work. Because it is the plastic, I didn't do heavy shading on this. It just would have smeared and looked really bad. So I kind of kept it simplistic. And from there, our review. I think it turned out really well. Again, I tried to keep it simple just because of the material of the cover, but I think it works. So if you guys are a fan of Deadpool Duck or Duckpool, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.